Good morning, Kitchen Witches. This is your tarot and menu inspiration for the day. I'm Chef Lisa, editor-in-chief of A Chef's Grimoire magazine. And we're going to pick one card that is going to be everything you need to know for today. That will shuffle really well. And while we're shuffling, if you have a moment, please go to achefsgrimoire.com, where you will find all the information about the magazine. It's a quarterly magazine, and we do just this. Everything that we're doing today is what we do to build the magazine. We turn tarot cards, pick the main players, the cameo appearances, if any, and we interview them, we play games with them, we menu plan with them, and it's all within the magazine, which comes out quarterly. So I hope you check it out. But for today, the card of the day is one of my favorites, the Nine of Pentacles. A minor arcana, a 9. So in numerology, there is 1 through 9, could be 1 through 10. In tarot, there's 1 through 10. In numerology, it's 1 through 9. And then in that particular device, 9 is the end. And then we go back to 1, because it's the last of the single digits. But in tarot, there's 1 through 10. And then we go back to making anything above 10, or even 10 itself, back to the beginning, to 1. So 9s are very interesting in the deck, because if you put them side by side, all 4 suits of the 9s, this is a pentacle, right? So pentacles are earthen, and they are the density, what we work for with our hands, with our grit, with our physical being. And then there's swords, cups, and wands, right? If you put all those 4 9s together, you'll see that they're all cards that are in a state of breaking through, right? More or less. So this particular card, because 10s are relevant in tarot. So 10s are going to carry the burden to the finality, right? Or carry the joy to its most high, or carry the legacy to its plateau state. So this particular card is, we could see that the person depicted in the card is within a beautiful garden. Grapes are growing, so it's probably coming into the fall, right? So the abundance around her, there's a few very distant mountains, so there's still a little hurdle to go over before completion is done. But this is a person that's taking a moment to be grateful for everything that they have. The grapes are ready to be plucked. The pentacles are growing beautifully. They've worked really hard to train this hawk or raptor to come to them, right? Trained that bird, which you know takes a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, especially blood, because the claws on that thing can really do harm. But she's wearing the glove, I think it's I'm not sure, it's depicted as something, but I'm going to say it's a hawk. The hawk came to her. So there's a relationship built between the hawk and her. It's not scared of her, right? She's not scared of it. There's a relationship there. So that takes time. It takes perseverance. It takes the grit, like we were talking about, the work, right? The hardship. all of these gardens that she's standing in took work. They didn't just happen, right? The pentacles that are just abundant are, you know, each one comes with hardship. So they're at the state of a point in their life where they can look around them and say, yeah, I've succeeded. But it wasn't given to me. It wasn't handed to me on a plate. I had to work really hard for this. And so I'm savoring the moment because I know the 10 is coming, and in the 10 of Pentacles, it's passing on the legacy. So all this work that they've done is going to be passed on to the next generation. But for right now, they're savoring what they have. It's lovely. It's a beautiful card. So I just love it. And so bringing this card into your day, what is it that you can stand back and say, yes, I've done that right. I can leave it. I can let it go to the universe. I can pass it on as my legacy. Yeah. I worked hard for this, but in keeping it just to myself, that's pointless, right? I have to give it now, right? What is that you've been working on? So only you know that. But that's where this card comes in. And when it comes up in the reading, it does mean that. It means that, hey, you know what? It's great to keep going. It's great to have an eye on the target. But why don't you take a pause? Why don't you take a pause, look around you, and be grateful for everything that you have done to this moment? And all the things that you know, you leave just by being you for the people that come after you. Right? That's what this card is about. 9 of Pentacles. Earth and energy. It's grounding, right? It's things that are going to be grounded and there for the long term. Nice to know, right? Especially after yesterday when we had the Tower card. So bringing the 9 of Pentacles into the kitchen, I'm thinking we want abundance, right? But it's going to be earned abundance, right? We're going to work for it. I'm not going to make it too difficult. Like for instance, for breakfast, I have milk toast. Not too difficult. What it is instead of cereal, you're going to take toast and whatever bread you like, you're going to toast it up perfectly. And then you're going to put it into a bowl and you're going to take milk that's warm on the stove and put a little cinnamon in it. And you're going to pour that over the toast. And the toast is going to absorb it, kind of like a French toast would. But there's no egg in it. There's no, things that, it's just warm milk, cinnamon, maybe a little bit of sugar if you wish to sweeten it up. And that goes over the toast. And it's, you know what? Simple, but really elegant breakfast. So, milk toast. Next, for lunch, Hamburg steak with a sherry onion gravy. Now, maybe you didn't know this, but Hamburg steak is literally a hamburger. It's kind of a meatloafy hamburger. It was originated in Germany. And we took it, as Americans, and turned it into hamburgers. Yeah, it's the original hamburger without a bun. Hamburg steak. So think of all the people that immigrated, the Germans especially, how hard they worked, right? All those immigrants working with nothing but what they knew from their country in a brand new country, and just turning it into different things that we now, their legacy, right? It's legacy meal we eat every day in a hamburger. What is Hamburg steak? So you get your chopped meat, right? Chopped whatever, but traditionally it was beef. You add some breadcrumb, you add an egg, yes, kind of like meatloaf. You add onion, you add garlic, you form it into a little ball that you smush then into a patty, and you pan sear it on both sides. To it, we're going to, once out of the pan and cooked, we're going to now make a pan sauce of adding a shot of sherry, right? It could be alcoholic or it could be sherry vinegar if you wish. It'll be a little more tangy, but you can do that. After sauteing your onion in the fond, F-O-N-D, that's left in the pan from cooking the burgers. And then you saute your onions, you add a little flour, because that's going to thicken it up. That's going to be your roux, right? If the pan needs more oil or butter, go for it, right? If it's too dry. Then you add your sherry or sherry vinegar. And then you follow that with maybe a little stock, and you let it all boil down until when you pull the spatula through it, it's like parting of the Red Sea. You can walk little animals and Moses and all their disciples through it, right, without it caving in onto them. Then it's at a glaze stage, and that is a thickened gravy that you can pour over the Hamburg steak. Delicious. You can serve that with potatoes, right, or a vegetable. Easy peasy. And little work in the kitchen, but the full knowing of the people that worked hard to bring that recipe to you, that you can now make in the ease of your kitchen. So for dinner, just hear me out on this, because I think you'll like it. Liver and onions with mashed potatoes. Yeah. So it's a worker's meal, right? People that work hard. And back in the day, liver was one of the cheapest things you could buy at the butcher, but the most nutritious, right? So we're going for legacy. So we want to be around to witness it, right? At least for a little while. You don't want to just work hard and then kick the bucket and not see your work getting embraced by others, right? So you want to hang around for a while. So you want to be healthy. Liver is one of the best things you can do for yourself. It's full of iron, and it just it rejuvenates the body. Yeah, it's really healthy. So the thing that turns most people off is sometimes the texture, because it's very dense, like the earthen energy of this card. And liver itself has kind of a metallic aftertaste because of all of the iron and the minerals in it. So we're going to offset that by caramelizing some onions until they're sweet, and making a little bit, again, with the beef broth, pan-sear your liver. You can put a crumb on it if you wish, but you don't have to. Season it up well, pan-sear it. Don't overcook it. You want it to be a little bit pink in the center. And then the onions are sweet, so they help with the removing that metallic flavor. And mashed potatoes with lots of butter. Yeah, I know. In today's day and age, people will think, no, that's not healthy at all, but it kind of is. So, liver and onions. You're not going to eat it every day, but it's something that's different, and it's something that I think the Nine of Pentacles would actually cook, because they worked hard, right? And they want to go home and they want to have a real nourishing meal. And liver and onions really hits the spot. So with that, the Nine of Pentacles wants you to nourish yourself, nourish all those around you with your kitchen magic. We'll see you tomorrow.